Slang for all ages, bridging generations. And I'm basically just reading this to myself. I wouldn't be reading this if I wasn't making a video. Paragraph 1. Teaching grandma to text can feel like preparing for an expedition into uncharted territory. Imagine her face as you introduce her to the world of acronyms and abbreviations. While she's still trying to figure out how to turn on her phone without accidentally launching a game of Candy Crush, you're ready to dive into the wild rides of slang. First up, let's tackle the classics: LOL, BRB, and OMG. These gems are like the secret handshake of texting. Just make sure she doesn't respond to LOL with lots of love, unless she's aiming to confuse her friends. Paragraph 2. Next, we have the ever-expanding universe of acronyms that seem to multiply faster than rabbits. Enter the realm of FOMO, fear of missing out, and YOLO, you only live once. You'll need to help her navigate these waters, lest she mistakenly thinks FOMO means finding out my oxygen. What? Imagine her sending a text to her book club saying, "Ladies, I have FOMO about the new release," while they all scratch their heads, wondering if they should send her an oxygen mask or just a good book recommendation. Paragraph 3. Then we have the trendy phrases that are constantly evolving, creating a whirlwind that even the most tech-savvy might struggle keeping up with. What was on fleek yesterday is now lit, and who knows what it'll be next week. Grandma might just be feeling gassed after a particularly spirited discussion about the latest Netflix series, not realizing that she's unintentionally mixed up her slang. You'll have to keep a cheat sheet handy, reminding her that lit doesn't just refer to a well-lit room and savage is more than just her favorite aunt's cooking. What? When it comes to gendered slang differences, things get even trickier. Teach grandma that while basic can describe a popular lifestyle choice, it's not a compliment, especially when the subject is her third pair of Ugg boots this season. You might find her texting her friends about how basic the new cafe is, only to have them roast her for her chic choices. You'll need to step in with a gentle nudge, reminding her that not all slang is created equal, and some terms are as loaded as a burrito from that trendy taco truck. Basic, I mean, whatever. Calling something basic is the same today as it was yesterday. Paragraph 5. Finally, as you both navigate this linguistic jungle, don't forget the importance of humor. A text from grandma saying, "I'm feeling all sorts of lit tonight," can spark a delightful mix of laughter and confusion. After all, teaching her to text isn't just about words, it's about creating bonds through shared giggles and the occasional face palm. In the end, you'll both emerge victorious, armed with a newfound understanding of slang. I do not like the way this is written. I mean, it's just stupid. Subheading 2, Kids These Days, Understanding the New Kids Slang. Paragraph 6. Kids these days are speaking a language that seems to have sprung from a parallel universe where every word is either a meme or a mystery. You might hear them refer to something as lit when in your day it meant something was on fire. But fear not, this isn't a secret society. It's just the latest iteration of slang that has evolved faster than any of us can keep up with. If you're trying to decipher whether your kid is excited or just really hungry, you might want to brush up on the new kids slang before you accidentally agree to something ridiculous like a TikTok dance challenge. This is just absolutely stupid. If the kid is actually hungry, he needs to speak your language if you're the keeper of the food. The evolution of kids slang is like watching a game of telephone, but instead of passing along a message, they're swapping out words for something that sounds cooler. For instance, salty, which once described a flavor, still does, has now transformed into a descriptor for someone who's a bit cranky or jealous. We thought someone who, for example, played a musical instrument really well would be described as salty, meaning they sound great, they have experience. You might want to check if they recently lost at Fortnite or if they just found out that pizza is off the menu for the night. It's a linguistic roller coaster that keeps parents on their toes and more likely scratching their heads in confusion. Gendered slang differences have also taken a turn into uncharted territory. In the past, boys might have called each other dude or bro, while girls leaned toward girl or babe. Not even. Girls call each other dude and bro. But today the lines are blurrier than ever with a mix of terms that could make a linguist's head spin. Boys might call each other queen as a term of endearment, What? While girls might throw around fam like they're part of a secret club. I think it's probably the opposite. Girls might call each other queen as a term of endearment. Black guys throw around fam like they're part of not even a secret club. They're part of the fam. It's a delightful mashup that reflects a more inclusive mindset, but it also leaves parents wondering if their children are referring to their friends or trying to be funny. In the realm of slang, abbreviations are now poetry. Kids have taken brevity to a whole new level using acronyms like LOL, BRB, and FOMO in everyday conversation. Yeah, every day 20 years ago. I do not like this book, so I need to rewrite it. That's why I did it. It's as if they've decided that full sentences are so last century. Well, that's been the case for a long time. When your child says that they have FOMO about missing a party, it might be helpful to know that they're not talking about a fear of missing out on a lecture. Instead, they're lamenting the social event of the year, which in their world is far more important than any math test you might be concerned about. Ultimately, understand new kids' slang is like trying to decode an ancient text, but with fewer hieroglyphics and more emojis. It's a world where words are fluid, meanings shift faster than trends on social media, and context is everything. So, as you navigate this brave new world of slang, remember to keep your sense of humor intact. After all, if kids can adapt and change their language so effortlessly, surely we can find a way to join in the fun. Section 3, Family Game Night, Slang as Universal Language. Family Game Night is a sacred tradition, a time when competitive spirits clash over board games and card decks, all while the stakes remain delightfully low. In the midst of the friendly chaos, a unique language emerges, slang. It's a universal tongue that transcends generations, connecting grandparents to grandkids through the shared hilarity of game rules and strategic trash talk. As players gather around the table, the room buzzes with an eclectic mix of slang that reflects each player's unique background. The older generation might toss around phrases like groovy or far out, while the younger crowd throws in some savage or fire. The result? A lexicon that sounds like a linguistic blender malfunction. It's a beautiful mess where that's a total bummer meets dope move, creating a rich tapestry of meanings that leaves everyone laughing, even if no one has a clue what the other is saying. I really need to rewrite this. This is horrible. I tried to overlook it for the first 5, 6 chapters. Now I'm in chapter 7 and it's horrible. So next paragraph. The beauty of slang on Family Game Night is its ability to evolve in real time. As the game heats up, so does the slang. Suddenly words take on new meanings. Cheating becomes creative strategy, and loser transforms into the one who needs more practice. This fluidity mirrors the historical evolution of slang itself, reminding us that language is not static, but a living, breathing entity. Just like that awkward moment when Uncle Bob tries to explain what sus means, while the rest of the family nods politely, knowing full well he's never even played Among Us. Anyway, next paragraph. Gendered slang differences also come into play during these lively gatherings. The boys might huddle together, tossing around terms like beast mode or noob, that's newbie, while the girls form their own circle, giggling and using phrases that might sound like a different dialect altogether. Yes, queen! Very black, frankly. I don't know how much you'd hear that at non-black family gatherings, but whatever. Lit AF, which means lit as you know what. One thing I've seen is that in the proliferation of slang, the modern generation uses the F word a lot more fluidly, whereas the boomer generation would say lit as hell. It's now advanced to lit AF. Yet despite these differences, the shared laughter unites everyone, blurring the lines between genders and ages. After all, whether you're a whiz kid or a game master, everyone is just trying to avoid being labeled the biggest loser of the night. Yeah, this book is the biggest loser of this night. This is horrible. I will rewrite it. But that's the reason I had AI work with me on it, so that I could rewrite it. Anyway, last paragraph. As the evening draws to a close, the real winner isn't the one with the most points, but rather the family bond that is strengthened through the playful banter and shared slang. Each game night becomes a treasure trove of inside jokes and quirky phrases that will inevitably resurface at future gatherings. So as you pack away the games and reminisce about the night's best moments, remember that in the world of Family Game Night, slang is more than just words. It's the very glue that holds these hilarious memories together, ensuring that laughter transcends any generational divide. And that's the point of this subheading, Family Game Night. The point of it in the context of this book, Development of Slang, Evolution of Slang, is that multiple generations would be communicating together using whatever vernacular they're going to use. And so it's an amalgam of generational slang. So that's cool, comparing them with each other. Anyway, that's the end of chapter 7. Chapter 8 is next.